welcome back to Money Matters, and I'm Emily Johnson, joined by David Kroll, and we are discussing local real estate markets, actually, more so from an investment perspective and what it means to your bottom line and your budget, and where we see that sort of going in the foreseeable future. David has a lot of insight in his crystal ball on all of this, so kick it back off.
Take it back off. First of all, what's this rise in interest rates going to cost you in real terms? Think of it in terms of the dollars per $1,000 of borrowed money that you pay for a mortgage. If you have a 3.75% mortgage, you'll pay about $4.50 per thousand, principal and interest, every month. So $100,000 will cost you $450. $200,000, $900. Not real complicated. $300,000, $1,350. So keep it simple.
Eventually you start talking about real money.
Eventually you do. So keep it simple in your mind. Dollars per thousand, $4.50. The rise in interest rates from 3 3/4 up to 4 1/4. Very big rise in my world because we worry about interest rates and hundreds of percent of interest rates every single day. So it's sort of the butcher worries about meat every day, the fishmonger worries about fish every day. I worry about interest rates every day. You don't. So it's not the biggest concern in your life, and I'll show you why. 3.75 gets you a $450 mortgage for $100,000. $4.50. A 4 1/4% mortgage, which is where it is today, gets you a $4.99 per thousand, which is a $499 payment. That's $50 more per per 100,000. So that $300,000 mortgage is going to cost you $150 more a month for a $300,000 mortgage, which is probably a $350 or $375 or a $400,000 house. $150 a month. You get a tax deduction on that of, depending on your tax bracket, 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%. So the real cost to you of that $150 increase on a $300 mortgage is maybe $100. Okay, $100 means that you don't go out to eat once or twice that month.
Right.
It's not going to impact it. Excuse me, I'm burying my words. It's not going to impact your decision to buy or not buy the house. What it's going to do is give you maybe a little bit of a kick in the butt to make the decision to buy the house a little quicker than you might have done.
Right.
That is precisely what we're seeing in the market.
So what is that saying? You were talking before the break about the condo market. I know there's a lot of investment in the condo market. There's a lot of second home buying in the condo market. And here, specifically Beaufort County, I know we have the higher tax rates for second homes. We have higher insurance costs typically for second homes, flood insurance. I'm sure that's only going up from here. So are you seeing that incremental $150 for the $300,000 condo, which is probably somewhere between $300,000 and $600,000 is sort of some of the norms, right? So,
yes, well, condominiums for people who are non-resident,
right,
who are entering our market.
But from a cash flow standpoint, are you seeing any of those actually cash flowing? If there's a more, because it wouldn't seem like that incremental $150 a month on a property like that, it would seem would remove some of the benefits of the investment aspect of it, other than
not
the
really.
deduction. No?
Not really. Properties strategically located condominiums can be made to cash flow on purchases. This condominiums on purchases of up to $250,000 to $300,000.
Okay.
Taking into account the tax benefits of owning an investment property for tax purposes, because you get to take depreciation, you get to take every expense under the sun. Your accountant charges off every trip that you've made to Lowe's, every trip that you've made to Home Depot. You can deduct 2 or 3 of your trips down to Hilton Head in the course of the year because you're managing your condo, you're managing your investment property. So there's still tremendous strength and advantage in that mid-range condo market, which we happen to have a whole bunch of. And the real X factor is the customer's optimism and willingness to buy. All the top realtors will tell you that it's not about our product. Our product is phenomenal. Almost everything that people look at here is nicer than what they've got at home. Okay? It's nicer than what's around them at home.
Well, and
we have tremendous product here.
Right. And now that we have the promise of our golf tournament being maintained, and hopefully a new dock being built.
Yes, exactly. And so the X factor is what causes people to make decisions? What causes optimism? Remarkably, your world has a huge, often unseen effect on people's general optimism. Somebody may have very small amount of money in the stock market, not enough to really affect their financial well-being, but the fact that it's going up causes them optimism in their lives.
Absolutely, carries over to Main Street all the time.
It carries over to Main Street. And if they don't have a whole bunch of money in the stock market, maybe their boss does. And maybe the owners of the company that they work for have more money in the stock. So there's a secondary or tertiary effect in terms of optimism. The likelihood of the board of directors approving new budgets, of their boss approving wage hikes. There's a trickle down of optimism that occurs because of the markets.
Absolutely.
And that guy's job suddenly becomes a better job because he's being paid more, and it becomes a more stable job because they're investing in the future. Real estate is very, very similar. It's a huge right angle turn lifetime decision to buy a piece of real estate.
Yeah, it was so interesting. I mean, that is happening, and certainly locally it's happening, but real estate-based stocks, whether it's REITs or home builders, or they have not been.
They've not been performing yet.
No, not too stellar. They've really been lagging.
Did we just stumble upon an opportunity in the market here?
There was a big run several months ago, but then recently, especially since Trump has been elected, President-elect Trump, whatever, it's been sideways, and that has been brought up quite a bit by analysts.
I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see a little bit of a sprint, at least amongst national home builders and the big providers of housing. Now, in our unique market here, we have kind of the four segments. We have the condo market in Hilton Head, which we just talked about a little bit. That's an easy point of entry for a massive number of people who are reaching retirement age. Makes it easy. Makes it easier to enter this market than many other markets because we have so many condos. Then we have that mid-market, which has been hot for some time, that 400 to 650 market, very hot market. Then we have a third market, which is, we're an island, so we've got a lot of water-oriented property, and we have a lot of very nice property, which is $800,000, $900,000 and up.
And that was the area that has sort of been sitting funny. Is that changing? Are you seeing?
It's moving.
Really?
It's moving. It's still rifle shots, but it's lots of rifle shots. So every top realtor will tell you that they have been unexpectedly showing property in the $1 million range to this fella, and in the $1 million range to that lady, and suddenly there's activity and contracts in that what I've always called the heart of Hilton Head real estate, which is the water-oriented, not waterfront, but water-oriented property that's fairly pricey and has been stagnant for some time. Just very hard to move.
Well, and then we've talked in several shows for the last few years, just the demographics are in favor of that too. Folks are finally with that optimism with pre-retirees looking at their 401ks and looking at their deferred comp, whatever other savings that they have. They're seeing it go up quite a bit more than they anticipated. That builds that confidence to say, okay, maybe we can go ahead and make that change. And we've been seeing it for a few years now, for sure, probably the last 3-4 years, but I think it'll be interesting to see if it does ramp up that much faster.
Let's see if the optimism holds. If the optimism holds, then the sales numbers will increase because we have no other impediment to the sales numbers. We have great real estate. the inventory will tighten, prices will go up. That provides even further fuel because people want to rush to market at that point. People put their houses on the market. Other people will feel impelled to buy because they don't want to miss the market. So it's going to, that becomes what's known on your equity side as a virtuous cycle.
Yes, exactly.
A virtuous cycle. One thing feeds the next. Yeah.
Well, that's a great thing to think about as we're going into Christmas, this virtual cycle that's been in the market, and hopefully everybody's had a wonderful year and has a wonderful holiday. We are, I guess, hopefully going to see you one more time before the new year. So until then, have a wonderful week. This has been Money Matters.